Maybe, he's a ladies' man. Want to be single like you.
Well, there's a difference.
I thought you were
there's levels.
I thought you disappeared with J-Lo because I couldn't find you for a while. They can't find her either. But all right, everybody, Talk Shit Sports. We're back.
We're back.
Angel
Ready
O,
to go.
Jimmy Weed. We had to go find Jimmy Weed, get him out of the things open up in LA. So he's been on the.
Oh, I've been all over the place.
He's been out on the town, but I heard you were at a concert like last week or something.
Last week?
Yeah.
No, the week before that with you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, 2 weeks ago, I guess, right?
You don't remember?
I don't remember much. Remember one of your buddies though, that's for sure. But we got a lot of things to talk about. We got NBA playoffs. We're done with the one and done, and now we have the playoffs happening. And we got some teams right now that are down 0-2, 0-1. Who knows what's going on? But the Bucks are really giving it to the Heat right now.
Look, the Heat made the finals last year. They gave the Lakers, a decent fight in the finals. But it's a team that right now it seems like they're completely lost. And the Bucks got a lot better. The Bucks actually got a lot better this year. And, I mean, they blew them out in the second game. So that they could get swept. I think Miami could get swept. First of all, yesterday, game 2, they were giving up a lot of dunks and layups. And when you're down, 20 plus points, you can't be giving away dunks and layups. I mean, you got to play some D.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis, I think, is a little chip on his shoulder. He should have been in the finals last year. And who they had? Not Bledsoe. Who's the guy? They had
Bledsoe.
From New Orleans?
Yeah.
Is it Bledsoe?
They had Bledsoe.
They had Bledsoe, and they had the what's his name? The brother. There's brothers in the NBA. I think they're from SoCal too. I'm getting losing my memory here, but yeah. Ever since adding him,
look,
they make a big difference.
They added Chris Middleton.
They had Middleton, right?
So they've got Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday, yeah.
Who's? I mean, I think he's made a huge difference on that team as well.
Yeah, huge difference. He's a SoCal kid. From the Valley, yeah. So,
and PJ Tucker has been playing real good basketball for them as well. So I think it's a very deep team.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Buckets, he's got to take over.
Yeah,
he led he carried that team last year to the final. I don't know if he's 100% healthy, but he needs to step up. He can't have 10 points.
Right.
4 for 10, I think, shooting, which was like, come on, that's Jim. I mean, Jimmy Buckets, he carried that team last year, went to the finals. No one expected them there. And now, they got, what's his name? The guy who had beef with Kyle Kuzma.
Trevor Ariza?
No. The pretty boy, the guy, him and Kyle Kuzma had sharing a girlfriend, whatever.
Tyler Hero?
Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
He only played
Tyler
10
Hero's
minutes.
He's been cold.
He's been 10 minutes.
He's been cold. I mean,
he showed up last year in the playoffs.
He's the one guy that can also stretch the defense for the Heat. But, I mean, my God, when Tyler Hero is scoring 4 points a game.
He's only playing 10 minutes.
And he's your like deep threat as well. That doesn't bode well for Miami.
Yeah, they're in trouble. I think the Bucks sweep them as well.
I think they sweep.
Well, we also got Clippers, Lakers. They go down. Which team is who going 0-2? Which team has it? Who do you think's worse off? Is the Lakers, Clippers, 0-2?
I'd say the Clippers. Why? Because in Spanish you would call them pecho frío, or no heart whatsoever. I don't think Kawhi, I don't think Paul George, either one of these guys is the type of guy that if you're down 0-2, they'll say, you know what? Everybody climb on my back. I'm going to take you, to the next round or whatever. They're just the type of guys that don't inspire confidence. You saw it in the playoffs last year. All this game management bullshit during the year with both of these guys.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I really don't understand. And to me, I think if they lose in the first round to the Mavs, which I think they very may well lose to them, I think Kawhi leaves. He won't re-sign. Paul George, he signed for an extended period of time, but I think Kawhi bails.
Yeah, I think Kawhi goes somewhere else as well. I don't. He's not the leader. He's not a leader. We've been talking about this.
He's not a vocal leader. He may want to seem like he's the leader of the team, and every once in a while, he does play incredible ball, but I just don't know. I think they're the team that can absolutely crumble if they're down 0-2. The Lakers, if they go down 0-2, they're in serious trouble, and I think the panic button should be like at an 8.
Yeah.
And LeBron came out and said, you know what? Well, we need Anthony Davis to be more aggressive. We need to go through him. He needs to do the look. If you at this point in the game, if you can't self-motivate yourself in the playoffs, you're in the wrong place, in the wrong team, in the wrong business, and AD needs to step up.
Well, the thing is that, if the Lakers would just made their free throws, they would have won by 9 points.
Well, that would have tied then.
They said they would have won the game. If you look at the numbers.
Oh, well, it was 98-99, right?
Yeah. If they would have just made their free throws, they would have won the freaking by 9 points or something, whatever. Anyways, they got to make free throws in the playoffs. That's key.
Yes.
LeBron. It looks like when AD, LeBron, they're like expecting somebody to step up. It's like, LeBron, if you want to be considered the best player of all time, what are you depending on somebody else for?
That's been my problem with LeBron throughout. Yes, recently he has taken, the shot at the end of the game. Why? Because he hasn't had,
he had no choice.
Another choice.
Yeah.
But most of the time, LeBron is the guy that looks to pass first and shoot second, at the end of the game. And that's been his MO throughout his career.
Yeah, I think he does that because at the end of the game, he doesn't want to shoot free throws because he's not a good free throw shooter. He's okay. He's not the best. AD's a better free throw shooter. But the thing, AD cannot have 10 points.
No.
If AD had 20, we would have won the game by 1. And Andre Drummond, who's this guy that we went and got and made this big old deal about? He hasn't done a damn thing.
Look, all I know is they got to stop pointing fingers.
They
just got to step up. Everybody's got to step up. And yes, they're probably not healthy 100%, but nobody is at this stage of the year. Nobody is.
There's no reason with Devin Booker should have more points than LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That is just absolutely ridiculous.
That kid is good, though. And I'll tell you what, though. I think this series comes down not to, if LeBron or AD is healthy, if they're healthy and they play well. It comes down to how hurt is Chris Paul. Because he is the only guy in the league that had 100 assists to 3 different teammates during the year.
Right.
That's incredible.
I get it. But we've beat them without LeBron James and their whole team. Stack whatever, all of them, Chris Paul together. There's no reason why we should lose to these guys. There's absolutely, if we're even 80% healthy, we should not lose to the Phoenix Suns. There's a
difference. Look, I think the league for the longest time now has been dominated by backcourt play. And the Suns have a better backcourt than the Lakers. Yeah. With Devin Booker and Chris Paul.
Absolutely.
But you cannot tell me that you can't establish LeBron and Anthony Davis on the front court and absolutely dominate Ayton and whoever else is there. So the Lakers should be able to, play inside and do what they do best. It just every once in a while they seem to have a brain fart.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Vogel, I don't know. He's got all these talent on the bench, and they're just sitting there the whole time. He keeps these guys in. This guy Dennis Schroeder comes to our team, and he does stupid plays. I don't know what he's doing. He's not a facilitator.
No.
I'm like, what? I would put THT on Booker, have Caruso in there on Paul, getting on Paul's nerves, And those two guys, because THT is an Energizer bunny, you know.
Yes.
He's gonna tire out. He's gonna keep up with Booker. But Schroeder, I don't know. To me, he's not the. I don't know. I don't know how he fits in, but he doesn't. And I just don't understand how when you're Schroeder and you have Anthony Davis, LeBron James, you know, you got these guys, you know, there you got Kuzma, whoever's in the game, KCP. How can you not facilitate them to get shots?
Right.
I don't get it. I don't understand. But I don't know. I think if we had a bench Schroeder in one game and put Caruso in there, and that was against the Warriors.
That was against the Warriors.
Caruso does a better job with, you know, he's just a better defender, I think, and he knows when to shoot, not to shoot. Caruso.
Right.
Schroeder looks like he's always trying to create shots for himself. Why do you try to create shots all the time when you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis? There's no point.
I don't understand that either.
I don't.
And you know what? And that comes down to Vogel as well.
Yeah, Vogel.
I mean, Vogel, when he was in Orlando, you know, the only reason why he got the job here is because nobody really wanted to have that job with the Lakers, because it was LeBron and you didn't know who else was going to come or whatever. He sort of got it, you know, de facto. And he really, to me, Frank Vogel is not a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, you got Jason Kidd there. If you need him, put him in. I mean, I'm sure Jason Kidd he's not afraid to say something, you know. But I don't know what his role is as a coach. I don't know how the politics go. But I'll tell you one thing. I think if the Lakers lose, I think Frank Vogel is probably going to be one and done, and then Jason Kidd's going to be the coach next year. Because, I mean, look, you got that talent on the roster, and you can't you score 90 points? Like, come on.
Yeah, 90 points.
Come on, Lakers. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
We got to repeat. Okay?
It's going to be hard. I've told you throughout. I don't know if they're going to repeat. I think they're hurt. I don't think there's chemistry right now.
They don't have chemistry.
Schroeder came back at the end because he was out with COVID. Anthony Davis has been hurt. He plays well. You know, a couple games he's like lights out, and then after that he disappears. And LeBron, I don't know if he wants to get his teammates involved so much that he takes a step back and he doesn't push as hard as he should. I don't know. It's just a weird dynamic right now, which shouldn't be when you're in the playoffs.
You always see the LeBron James that could be the killer instinct when he's down 0-3, you know, and then he comes to he takes over and dominates and it goes against the Warriors and carries that team.
Well, there's a stat that's very interesting about LeBron, that nobody else in the league has ever won as much, like a series, after losing the first game. LeBron has won 60% of the series after losing the first game, which is incredible, because most teams, after losing the first game, I believe it's like between 25 and 30%, you know, that they win a series. If you go down 0-2...
Well, he knows that. That's why...
If you go down 0-2, then you're in serious trouble, because it's 93% chance that you're going to lose, because it's tough to beat anybody 4 out of 5.
LeBron knows that. But I don't understand LeBron. If LeBron had that mindset and attitude from the beginning, he'd probably wouldn't have to play half the games he played in the playoffs.
True.
I'm like, what are you doing? True. Kobe, Jordan, they would have scored. Hey, AD's not scoring. I'll score 50 tonight.
Yep.
You know, I'm scoring 50. I'm going to score those other 20 points. I'm going to win this game. And LeBron James, you know, he's a great athlete, just a freak of nature, body, whatever. But I'll tell you one thing, man. He doesn't have that killer instinct like Kobe and Jordan.
No, he doesn't. And that's why, to me, he will never be at that same level as both Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah. You know, and there's another team that's actually gaining momentum right now, is the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow. I mean,
they've been playing like a playoff game for the last how many weeks already?
Exactly. I mean, look what they did with the Warriors.
Well, before that they had to qualify to get into the playoffs
as well, and they're one of the youngest teams in the league, and they've got a great backcourt as well. I mean, they got that
kid out of Oregon. Who's that kid out of Oregon? He's a baller. He's balling right now. I got to find him right here, but I'll tell you,
Dillon Brooks.
Yeah. Dillon Brooks. Morant. I mean, he's
a stud. That kid is good.
So is Brooks.
And when you've got Valanciunas, or however you pronounce his name, the big guy in the middle,
he can hang.
He poses a lot of problems for a lot of people. And they got chippy in the second game with the Jazz as well. But you know what? I think the Grizzlies,
their bench came in and did well.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. But now Donovan Mitchell will be back.
But that could throw him out of sync too, because he hasn't been playing for a while. But you know, Mitchell's gonna shoot his points.
But Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he is a difference maker. And there's a reason why the Jazz had the best home record in the NBA.
I think they have the best record because guys like Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson, sixth man of the year.
Jordan Clarkson, former Laker.
Yeah, former Laker.
He got to play with Kobe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, former Laker. A bunch of the former Lakers are doing well.
I know they put a picture up of those guys, the former Lakers. I was like, man, there's a lot of them out there. Oh man, you know they have the sixth man and the guy that came in second place. You know, from the Jazz, from the guy from Australia.
Oh yeah, he was the second in the voting for that.
Joe Ingles, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's good. He's a bruiser too, but. Utah's got a great team. I think the Lakers were healthy. They would have been the number one seed. It's not I think this year number one and number two are there, you know. But I think the Jazz are in trouble with Memphis. I'm sorry to say this, but Memphis is a really young, good team, and they got a good bench.
It all depends.
They got a good coach. I didn't know their coach was trained by Popovich.
Yes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, he started his career the same way that the guy in Miami started. They were both video guys.
Really?
Yeah. They were both
Spoelstra,
video guys.
like
Spoelstra, just like Spoelstra.
Spoelstra's got championship.
and you know,
I mean that's pretty awesome. I mean, I saw him in the huddle at the end of the game. I saw one of they had him mic'd up. I mean, he's in there like intense.
Well,
like
he's got the same mentality as Popovich.
I like that. Everybody loves Popovich.
And you want to talk about another ex-Laker, Julius Randle.
Oh yeah,
with the Knicks. I mean, he was really good during the season. You know, scored.
I always knew he would be
40
good.
points, whatever. However, when it comes down to being the guy in the playoffs, I don't know if Julius Randle can actually carry the Knicks. They lost the first game at home against the Hawks and Trae Young. They couldn't stop Trae Young.
With that last second shot.
They're a defensive team. All Thibodeau's teams are good defensive teams. I just don't think the Knicks have enough offense, you know, not only to beat the Hawks, but to get far in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, they got R.J. Barrett, who's looking pretty good too, that rookie.
But that's it. I mean, if you've got Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett as your number one and number two scorers,
yeah, it's going to be tough.
That's tough.
Because, I mean, they'll just do what Portland did to Denver and shut down their main star, and the rest of you guys got to beat us.
Yep.
You know, that's what they did to, what's his name from Denver? The big guy?
The Joker?
The Joker. The Portland just shut the Joker down.
Yeah,
and the other guys,
game,
you know, the second game obviously was different. It was the team stepped up, but that's what they did. I mean, but hey, the Knicks are back in the playoffs. I mean, it's good to have New York back in the playoffs, but don't sleep on Trae Young. He's a baller.
He's a baller. He's going
to show people that Luka. I mean, even though they could have had Luka, but I mean,
well, if you ask me, I'll take Luka any day.
Of course.
I mean, he is probably the most complete player right now. I mean, he's 22 years old?
Yeah, and the Clippers. The Clippers are finding out real quick who Luka is.
Yeah, they're gonna hate it.
So he's coming alive in the playoffs. It's funny because I saw a video of Luka. He said, "I could have been a soccer player." He's kicking. He's a good soccer player.
Just like Giannis. Giannis used to play soccer before he got into basketball.
I mean, imagine Luka. He'd be dominating, but he's dominating here. So luckily we have him here in the NBA. That's NBA talk. We'll see what happens this week. I mean, it's gonna be a big week because 0-2, 0-3. We don't know. I mean.
Tell you what, they lose. They're going to get swept. I think the Clippers lose in 6 to the Mavs. Lakers,
are they 7-game series?
I think the Lakers will win it, probably in 7. The Jazz will win it as well. To me, I think with Donovan Mitchell, they'll be a completely different team and they'll win it in 6. Knicks and Hawks, I think they go 7. Celtics and Nets. That's an interesting one. All that talent in Brooklyn. If they can actually get it, on the floor all at the same time, you have to take the Nets. You just have to.
Well, I don't like the Celtics, and I really don't care for the Nets. So, but it'd be funny to see the Celtics beat the Nets.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? The one thing with the Nets is, you've got Harden, you've got Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. Maybe
Kevin Durant took you talk about fall on his shoulder. Yes. He took a big hit. He fell down. That was harder than Paul and LeBron's fall. He got back up like a springboard, though.
Yeah, and LeBron milked it for like a soccer player.
Oh, and LeBron over there picking up Chris Paul. I'm like, come on, man. Are you kidding me? What did you put him? Give him a chupon?
It's his buddy.
Give him a chupon. Like, here's your chupon. Who cares, buddy? Remember Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas? They'd kiss before the game,
and after that,
it was chingazos.
Exactly.
It was like,
yep.
How about Kobe and D Wade? D Wade broke his nose.
That's right.
In an All-Star game, not even a playoff game. I mean, these guys, I don't know, man. These guys,
everybody's soft now.
Man, they got to cut the umbilical cord. These guys, jeez.
Every single sport has gotten soft.
Well, not Aaron Rodgers. He's stepping up. NFL. Aaron Rodgers said, "Hey,
he still says that he wants out.
He's out." But Julio Jones wants out too. Could there be a match made in Green Bay? What would get Rodgers back to Green Bay? It's not money.
No, I don't think it's money.
He says it's culture. It's nothing to do with the quarterback. It says it's culture, decision making for the last couple of years. He's just tired of it. He said it's his. It came out yesterday, right?
I would have to agree. I would have to agree with him on the fact that in the last couple of years, the Packers have stood pat. They haven't done anything, especially at the trade deadline. You thought that they would give him, some help. They didn't get anybody for the offense. They didn't go after anybody on the defense. They just stood pat.
They're one player away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you think about it.
All right. So Julio Jones, let's say Julio Jones
was on that team?
Goes to the Packers.
Oh, Jesus.
What's going to happen?
Rodgers going to throw for 5,000 yards?
Fourth and 2, and they're still going to kick it and give the ball back to Brady again or something like that?
But that's the decision making he's tired of.
That's exactly what he's talking about.
It's like, who makes these decisions? Draft the quarterback. Kick it on 4th down to get back to the best player in NFL history. Yep. Who's... They got no huevos, that's why.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the problem.
And Rodgers... he may have to be there one more year because I don't think the Packers are going to trade him.
He's in Hawaii right now. He looks real happy.
Yeah, well, he's not going to go to OTAs.
Oh yeah, for what? I'd rather be in Hawaii.
Hell no. But Julio Jones, I mean, he wants out of Atlanta.
You think Julio Jones coming to Green Bay would make a difference? Rodgers, you get a little excited.
God, Devontae Adams and Julio Jones. You're talking about probably two of the premier receivers, and Rodgers throwing to them. Wow, I mean, that's the only thing is Julio Jones has had a lot of hamstring issues over the last 2 years.
Yeah, he's getting older.
So he hasn't had as many touchdowns as he used to have, just because he hasn't played as much, and in the cold,
But he's not going to take as much because you got Devontae Adams.
True.
Who gets double teamed? Who's going to get double teamed now? One of them's going to be open.
Yeah.
Or guess what? They'll both be covered, and somebody else is going to be open. Rodgers,
their tight end, tight end was great last year too.
Wasn't he Tonya?
Yeah, Tanyan. Robert Tanyan.
That will be interesting. But I think Julio Jones coming to Green Bay will get Rodgers. I mean, if I was Green Bay, that's what I would do. I'd probably try to get Julio Jones there. I mean,
look, they haven't wanted to pull the trigger on any trade. I don't see them going after Julio Jones.
Yeah, but then
I don't know where Julio Jones ends up. But I don't think it's going to take that much to get him, just because he's an older player.
They're saying a first round pick.
Maybe he
can come to the Rams pick. If he wants.
Maybe a first round pick. I would say maybe a second and a third.
If I had the Rams, I'd give him a second and third for Julio Jones. Put him Matt Stafford, Julio Jones. Good. Oh, man.
The Rams might be able to give away their 30-35 picks, because God knows they don't have any.
35, 135, whatever. 1,035. Give them all. Because I'll tell you what. Jalen Ramsey's trying to recruit him. He's on.
Yes.
He's like, who wouldn't want to come to the Rams right now? New stadium.
So is Hopkins. He's trying to recruit him to go over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, but I would go to the Cardinals. It would be why? You got the little guy. He runs around all day long and like, you want a quarterback's gonna throw the ball to you,
right?
If I was those guys, I want a Stafford or a Rodgers. Guys can sling that ball to me all day long and put up the numbers. But man, it'd be awesome to have Julio Jones on the Rams. Oof. Hopefully next show, right? They got to get rid of him before June 1st, right? Or they save money.
Exactly.
Like $20 million or something.
So it's coming up probably by the time that we
do the next show.
I
might have a Julio Jones Rams jersey.
Yeah, there you go. You'll have a number 11 on your back.
That's right. So we got MLB. We got the Dodgers. They had a little hiccup there last month. They had a bad month of
a really bad month
of April, and started strong. But we have a lot of injuries. What I'm excited about, because one of the last shows we talked about Pujols getting cut by the Angels, doing them dirty, and I am so happy we picked them up right away.
That was a great move by the Dodgers for several reasons. Because of what Pujols brings to the table as far as experience, what he can show the younger players. He's still a Hall of Famer. And he's proving it on the field right now. I mean, he's playing first base. He's playing most games he's played already. And then you move Max Muncy to second.
Lux to shortstop.
And Lux to shortstop because Corey Seager's out for a while. Lux has been playing a lot better.
He's hit 2 grand slams in the last couple of weeks.
He feels more comfortable at the plate because he feels comfortable playing shortstop because that's his natural position. So, a lot of people have been saying, even I was listening to a Dodger post show, and they're saying, you know what, Corey Seager's going to have to come back and really show that he's worth all the money that he wants the Dodgers to pay him, because Lux is playing incredible defense, and if he keeps hitting the ball like he is right now, then you're going to make the organization think about, hey, should we spend $300 million plus on Corey Seager at the end of the year?
300 or 3 million, which we,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Well, I don't know if we said this on this podcast, but I told you before, Lux was predicted to be better than Seager, Bellinger, all those guys.
Wow.
You're talking about an MVP of the National League. You're talking about an MVP of the World Series and the NLDS.
Yep.
And he was predicted to be better than them coming out of the farm system. Even I've been following it for a long time. They brought him up last year. He was a little shaky. And then they sent him back, but maybe this is his year.
Maybe this is his year.
Seager and Bellinger. Bellinger started off pretty good, strong, but Seager didn't start off like super strong when he came in the league, and then he picked it up. That's everybody though. Not everybody's a Tatis, a Fernando Tatis.
That kid is incredible. But the Dodgers, not only do they have Pujols, who's been doing great. Another thing that I loved about the Dodgers picking up Pujols is since the Angels put him on waivers.
Yeah.
The Dodgers got him off the waiver wire, and they only have to pay him like 400-something thousand.
Yeah.
The rest, the Angels are on the hook for that.
They're still paying it?
They're paying for the whole thing.
And they let him
they cut him and they let him go. Oh my God, that's the Angels
he's right
being
down the street.
Angels. Exactly. And doing
home
extremely
runs.
well.
And amazing. And
it's incredible.
In Giant Stadium, he hits a home run, gives his bat to a little kid, Dodger fan. He's just a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
Dave Roberts was saying that a lot of the younger players they're stepping up their game. They're trying to impress Pujols because of who he is. He's a Hall of Famer. Good guy, a leader in the clubhouse. Wow. It's pretty cool to have that.
Another great quote from Dave Roberts over the weekend was right before the series with the Giants. He said, "Oh, I'm so excited because finally we have a real rivalry, that we're going to be playing this weekend or whatever, taking shots at the Padres," which I thought was phenomenal.
It is the real rivalry.
I love that.
San Diego they're nice. It's our little brothers down there,
Yeah, but the little brothers right now are
being a
pain in the butt.
Yeah, they're always a pain in the butt.
They're being a pain in the butt right now.
But it's okay. Yeah, but the Giants is the real rivalry.
Absolutely.
You feel the blood. They're coming. They're coming to LA this weekend. You're gonna see it happen there, especially with them Raider fans out in the stands. So we have that. We have Padres. Tatis is on fire. Jesus.
Oh my God! Did you see the homer, the grand slam that he just
hit 2 home runs?
I mean, the kid he had COVID, came back, and started tearing it up. Yeah,
I thought
he was out because of COVID.
Oh, I thought he was around somebody. I didn't know he had COVID.
I don't know if he had it, but he was out because of the COVID protocol.
And he came back and
started tearing it up again.
Didn't skip a beat, this guy. Jeez.
And you know what I like about the Padres? They're running. They're stealing bases. They're right now aggressive. The number 1 team in the National League with stolen bases. So they're really putting pressure on other teams, like other catchers. For example, that's one of the things that Will Smith can't do. He can't throw anybody out from behind the plate.
Yeah.
That's one of the weaknesses, and so that's what the Padres are doing. They're running. They've got guys that not only can, they bop, but they can run.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting year. I think it's going to be. You see, at the end of May is when you really start seeing how things are going to shape out. Look at the standings at the end of May. And that's pretty much how they're going to be towards the end of the year, with those teams fighting it out. And right now, you've got the Padres, the Dodgers, and the Giants, even though they just got swept by the Dodgers. I think it's going to be a 3-team battle throughout the year.
I don't. I think the Padres and Dodgers are going to run away, and then they
may, but I think the Giants
still
are doing something.
They're doing good for the first. I mean, you got to give it up. They're doing good. They were in first place until we had a visit with them this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see what happens over the weekend when they visit the Dodgers too.
Right, and then they got to go visit San Diego.
Yeah, and so things could
they could beat up each other.
Yeah, they could start, or one team could really stand out.
How is it the NL West and the NFC West are the best? I mean, in sports,
things have changed. Things have changed.
Even the West, period.
Things have changed. It's no longer East Coast bias, it is with the media most of the time.
And when we started baseball, we called it that the Cardinals would be in first place.
Yep.
We said the Mets would be they're in first place now. They start off slow.
But that's just because nobody wants to actually play good ball in the National League East.
I thought the Braves would do better, or the Phillies.
Me too. I thought the Braves.
I think the Braves come around second half.
But the Mets, they have a lot of injuries. I mean, they're just.
The White Sox we predicted would be.
Yes.
But what blows my mind is the Tampa Bay Rays are in first place.
Well, they've won 11 or 12 in a row.
And they traded off all their people.
12 in a row.
They traded off all these. Yeah. God, the Oakland A's are in first place.
Well, you knew that Oakland always comes on strong in the second half of the season. However, they started off strong this year, so they're always going to be up there.
You got 2 teams that have no fan support, the worst stadiums.
Yes.
No superstars on their team, and they're in first place. God, if I was any MLB team, whoever that runs these organizations, I would be hiring them right now. Whoever runs a lot of their guys have spread out through the league. A lot of guys that work for these organizations. Mm-hmm. Like our guy who used to be at Tampa Bay. That went for Dodgers. Now, whoever he trained, whoever took his role, is doing a great job. I mean, these guys are just, and most of these guys are not baseball guys. They didn't play baseball. They're like tech or smart dudes.
They're computer numbers guys. They're computer guys.
But they just see the numbers, and it's working. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, the Braves 19-7, away. They're on an 11-game winning streak, 11-0. The Rays.
The Rays, yeah.
This is unbelievable.
I mean, they've been
the Dodgers and Padres are 9-1.
As a matter of fact, the Rays caught up to the Red Sox, right, atop the standings.
No, the Rays are in first place.
Oh, they're in first place now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're in first place. The Padres 9-1 last 10 games. Dodgers 9-1. Dodgers have won 7 in a row, and then the Giants are 5-5. They lost 3, and then it's just unbelievable what's going on. Won 6 in a row. The Yankees have won 6 in a row. Baseball is starting to heat up. It's starting to heat up, like you said. And speaking of baseball, you're going to be doing the Dodgers, Astros.
I get the first game of the series between the Dodgers and the Astros today, Tuesday. So it's going to be interesting. Remember the last time they were there? Joe Kelly is the one that blew the kiss to Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
And it started, a whole thing. Joe Kelly even got a mural down in L.A. You know?
You gotta love and respect.
You gotta love it. And in August, the Astros come to Dodger Stadium, and that's going to be just incredible because by then, I think we're going to have full capacity or close to it.
June 15th, we have full capacity.
Or close to it, if not. So, man, there's going to be a lot of garbage can banging in the stands and whatever.
I mean, good luck if you're an Astro fan. You come to Dodger Stadium.
Look,
and that weekend,
it's going to be really bad when the organist or the piano player or whatever at Dodger Stadium, when the Diamondbacks were visiting the Dodgers, they played I Saw the Sign to Josh Reddick. I mean, that is some of the greatest shit talking you can ever do by the organ player, the organist at the Dodgers.
She's hardcore. Yeah.
That's great stuff.
You know, I mean,
that's great stuff.
I was at the Dodger game. I don't know if it was like a couple weeks ago. There was one guy in the bleachers wearing an Astros jersey, and they had to escort him out there because he was.
Oh my God!
They weren't even playing the Astros. It was crazy. I was like, "What's going on over there?" Well, he wanted attention. That's what he's thinking.
Oh.
He's thinking suicide is what he's thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. He's lucky. It was only 12,500 people. However many people, not full capacity there because forget that. But how about Ohtani, the guy from the Angels from Japan? I mean, this guy's a freak of nature.
He's a beast. He
hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He knocked a home run out.
And not only that, he swings at stuff like eye level, and he still hits it out. I mean, he's doing stuff that we haven't seen since Babe Ruth, which is be a dominant pitcher and a dominant hitter at the same time.
He has that he can hit a high ball like Papi, and I saw Big Papi doing a thing where they taught him how to swing on a wall, slide his coach. He taught him how to go up against the wall almost and swing the bat he was.
He's a special guy.
He hitting it, and I was like, man, that's kind of like I've seen Ohtani smack a ball from the top and just gone.
He's a big guy. The other day, as a matter of fact, he hit one up the middle. And they were playing him to pull, sort of. So the center fielder or the right fielder, whoever it was, had to go a little ways to get the ball. But he turned on the jets. He turned a single into a double. I mean, the guy is playing just lights out.
Yeah, he's good.
Probably one of the reasons, too, why they let Pujols go. But can you imagine if Ohtani wasn't a pitcher and if he would play whatever position base every day?
Yeah, he just played first base.
The numbers that we'd see would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Well, I mean, he doesn't he DH almost every day?
He does DH. I don't know if he DHs every day. Because at least last year they didn't DH him every day. Especially and he's coming back from surgery as well. So
Well, you got another young superstar, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh my God! Whenever he gets a hold of one, it's just like his dad. That thing just travels.
I remember his dad. Expos. No batting gloves. Just
just a missile. He hit 2 against the Rays in the last game that I saw that were just absolute bombs. So he tied, I believe, Ronald Acuna Jr. For the MLB lead in homers with 15. Plus he lost weight, so he's moving a lot better. Vlad Jr. He's a baller.
There's a lot of good young talent coming up in MLB, which is great. Yeah. It's great to see. Great to see him having fun, bat flips, stare downs, whatever. Do all that stuff. Have some fun.
And you know what? I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I hate this. Oh, well, the unwritten rules of baseball say because we're purists. I don't care. Shut the hell up. You know what? That's why baseball is losing a lot of fans, especially younger fans, because everything is about the unwritten rules of baseball, whatever. If you guys want to get, young fans and people to watch the game more and get a new generation to be interested in baseball, you know what? Just let those things go.
Well, you know what? It's got to be go on social media. A bat flip goes on social media. All the young people likes it.
Yeah.
A stare down, whatever, whatever happened. I mean, look at what's his name? Trevor Bauer in San Francisco.
Yes.
The fans were booing him and he was like, bring it on. Bring it on. Like, great. Love it. Fire him up.
And you know what? And that's the one guy, because you don't really have anybody like that on the Dodgers that, goes out and lets people know, hey, I'm here to talk shit to anybody. I don't care who it is.
They don't, because they're all under the umbrella of Kershaw.
Right.
So they got that respect level. I think Bauer comes in as the Cy Young. I'm the top paid player here. I'm going to do what I do. And
I think it's great. I really like it. I like the fact that he's that brash and he doesn't care. When Tatis showed him up, remember when they played him in San Diego?
Yeah.
And he did, like the
the
McGregor walk, whatever, and he did the one eye. He ran the bases with one eye closed. And Bauer after the game said, you know what?
Who cares?
He got the better of me. Let him celebrate.
Yeah.
That's what the game's about. Good for him.
Well,
not this Tony La Russa, it's 3-0, whatever. You can't swing, if it's a position player that's pitching and you hit a homer and then you call him out, blah, 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 blah. Give me a break.
They gotta change. They gotta adapt to the times and it is what it is. You can't be a dinosaur. You gotta adapt. Speaking of that, I mean, that might happen in golf. We got some, obviously we got Phil Mickelson, which is awesome, won the PGA Championship down there in South Carolina.
For us old guys.
How about he was out driving Brooks Koepka? I mean, I was like,
DeChambeau.
Out driving them.
Yeah, that's at 50 years old. Well, you know what? He went into this new fitness regimen and diet where he also fasts for 36 hours.
To fast what, before the tournament?
I don't know if he did it before the tournament or during the tournament, but he fasts. He says that he fasts, like once a week for 36 hours.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I mean, he does look in shape.
And he has a coffee.
He does look in shape. He was incredible. I mean, and I don't think anybody else but Tiger can get people interested in golf and stare at the TV for 4 hours, whatever, and watch an entire round like Phil.
Did you see the crowd on the 18th?
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, the PGA, the director of the PGA tournament said, that he was sorry that they didn't have better crowd control, but it made for great TV.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that since Tiger.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it was crazy. It was awesome.
It took Brooks Koepka like 3 minutes to be able to get through the crowd to get to the green.
Brooks Koepka has never experienced that ever in a golf tournament.
Ever.
And and other people got to experience that when they played with Tiger. That was a difference.
Yes. And it all started back with Arnold Palmer. That's why they used to call it, Arnie's Army.
Yeah.
But it was great drama, great TV, great for Lefty.
The oldest player to win a major.
Oldest player at 50 years old to wear a major.
He still could win some more majors.
Close to 51.
He played great. He's coming to Torrey Pines for his home court. U.S. Open. How about this? The U.S. Open gave him a special invite. He didn't even qualify for the
PGA.
For the U.S. Open.
Oh, for the U.S. Open.
In Torrey Pines in a couple weeks. In his home San Diego home course, right? Guess what? He won last week. He don't need an invite.
No.
Now he's invited for 5 years.
5 years. He's exempt for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
See, they made an exception for him. He didn't need it. He went in there, won the PGA. Wow, pretty awesome, man.
And the thing is, you got the new guys, the young guns, you can say, really.
Like
Koepka, DeChambeau, Rory.
There's a ton of them. Morikawa. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, Morikawa, Ricky Fowler. All these guys that hit it a mile. And yes, Spieth, all those guys, but I don't think that they captivate an audience the way that Phil and Tiger do.
In the last 20 years, Phil and Tiger.
No, absolutely not.
They are golf,
But I'll tell you what I would love to see is after the round, Bruce Koepka was being interviewed and Bryson DeChambeau went right behind him, and you could see he hates DeChambeau.
Well, the metal cleats were making noise.
Right.
Yours like metal that. And he was like, oh, like rolling his eyes. Like,
yeah. Plus, he doesn't like the guy because, you know, all that he does to, you know, be the biggest driver,
Koepka's
the
funny.
biggest hitter. I think Koepka has like a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, he's won what, 4 majors?
He's won 4 majors, 2 U.S. Opens and 2 PGA.
He's always in contention.
Yep.
He just had knee surgery. I mean,
but man, I would love for
Koepka and
DeChambeau to be like the final pairing or one of the final pairings.
Just a UFC match
Sunday.
on an 18th green?
Absolutely. And have them to start shit-talking back and forth, or one guy getting under the other's skin, and all of a sudden one of them just being like a linebacker going and taking him out or something like that.
Now that will get golf ratings to the roof.
I would love to see something like
Mayweather
that.
and Logan Paul, whoever Paul. I mean,
absolutely.
DeChambeau and Koepka, right? U.S. Open. Ding, ding.
Let's go.
Let's get ready to rumble. 18th hole.
Let's go. Yeah. A steel cage match.
Koepka's an interesting guy because he even got into it with DJ Dustin Johnson. I mean, he gets into
it with everyone. Like when he won, I can't remember if it was the U.S. Open or PGA Championship a couple years ago. His girlfriend went up to him, you know, to give him a hug and kiss, whatever, and he sort of like stiff-armed her and it's like, "Hey, let me keep walking." I was like, "Damn, man, you're cold."
Maybe, you know, he's a ladies' man. Want to be single like you.
Well, there's a difference.
I thought you were
there's levels.
I thought you disappeared with J-Lo because I couldn't find you for a while. They can't find her either. But apparently Ben Affleck has been hanging out with her. So, but yeah, I mean, golf is back. I mean, you know, you got Phil. I mean, yeah, having Phil there was just incredible. But the U.S. Open is going to be awesome because now that Koepka and DeChambeau is out in the open, now we're going to see what happens maybe even on the driving range. A little
that would be fun. You know? That would be fun to see.
But they should pair them up. Like
they should. I really do wish that they get paired up, or they're in one of the, you know, starting threesomes in the first couple days. The tension, you know, that would be in that group would be great after what happened at the PGA Championship.
You know, I think they should put Koepka, DeChambeau, and Phil Mickelson. He's just the middle guy, like, whatever. Out bombing them, and then like they're really gonna get pissed.
Who's the guy that Koepka got into it with?
DJ. That's it. Oh, those 3. Oh,
those 3. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be good. Put those 3 guys all weekend. They play together. 3
of the biggest hitters on tour, and that would be fun to see. You know, just how they maneuver themselves if they even, you know, keep away from each other. They don't even look at each other or what. It'd be fun to see. Stepping
on their putting, you know, like not even like just step right in front of it. Who cares? It could be very interesting.
I would love
talking in the backswing, all kinds of stuff, you know. Yeah, but that's going to be awesome. Speaking of golf, we need to get out there on the greens.
Yes, we do. It's getting warmer. You know, obviously the sun sets a lot later now, so we can get in around later in the day when we have to.
Yeah, and we can go beat those young guns out there.
Absolutely.
Show them what's up.
Show DeChambeau and Koepka what's up. If anybody wants to you know, play with us, go out and play golf, you know, send us a message or something, let us know, and we'll see if we can make it happen too. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you can talk shit about Miami all day long to Jimmy Weed and see how, you know.
Hey, I can take it. I can dish it out too. I have absolutely no problem with it.
Well, look, guys, that's our show for today because Jimmy needs to get to the studio.
Yep.
And
we got Dodgers Astros.
That's gonna good. I think we sweep them too, so that'll be good.
Yeah,
we got Kershaw tonight, right?
You got a garbage can around here?
Yeah. We need a garbage can. Well, we got Kershaw and Greinke tonight, right?
Good matchup.
I think so. Yeah.
Good matchup.
But we got this. We'll be good. So Pujols, couple home runs, Lux, we'll be good. So that's our show. Follow us Instagram. Send us some messages. You want to talk some shit?
On YouTube as well. Subscribe and just follow us wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh, and shout out to our European listeners out in Pandora and Spotify.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. We're getting a lot of downloads from people over in Europe. So hey, that's some great stuff.
With that said, guys, we'll see you next week. It's all about
the U, baby.
LA, baby. Let's go.